Okay, so I finished my last brand of snus, my first loose snus, and it was called the Johannesburg's Prima Fint, and it was good. It was a decent thing. It was ground really finely, so it had this sort of clay-like texture to it, but overall, it was a pretty good one. Lasted me quite a while too, so I was surprised to find out that how much more the can has in it than the loose portions, than the white portions. Let me just open the can up here for you. So this one here is also by Svenska Snus, which is, I believe, the same company as the last one. The last company might have been Swedish Match, so this could be Danish? No, it says Swedish Match on the bottom. So, but it's the Morlbrunt Snus. So I heard that they stopped making this one for a while, and they brought it back, and it's got a very traditional flavor. So I wanted to try it out. What makes it traditional? What makes it different? Right off the bat, the smell, it's not as herbal as the Johannesburg's Prima Fint. The Johannesburg's Prima Fint had more of a lavendery, bergamonty kind of smell to it. This one, it smells more like earth. It's got an earthy, very subtle herbal flavor to it. So it doesn't have like the lavender or the bergamot, maybe like sage or something. But the one thing that I was really surprised about was the grind. And it might be really hard to see on the video, but the grind is just, it's really fine, just like the Prima Fint, but it's just slightly, ever so slightly looser. You can feel the bigger tobacco leaves in your mouth when you use it. It's not quite as creamy or muddy as the Prima Fint was, but it's still quite easy to bake a roll with. So, or I'm sorry, I bake a perilla with. Forgive me for not using the proper terms. Let me get this in my hand here. So when it's in my hand, you can see here, I can get it compacted and ground down, and there's a lot of juice that comes out of there. That's another thing that's different about this one from the Prima Fint, is the amount of juice that comes out of it. It's got quite a good amount of juice. I'm just going to roll me a little baby perilla because I already got one in. It is a little harder to roll. There is more left over on my hand afterwards compared to the Prima Fint, so you can tell that the leaves are not ground as finely. And then when you pop it in, lick your fingers, whatever, you can feel those chunks of leaves in there, which some people may like, some people may not like. Honestly, in my hands it smells like tobacco. It smells like a fine Cuban tobacco store. So it's high quality stuff, but it's very traditional. They're not going out of their way to flavor it in any way to disguise the product that you're getting. They're not going out of their way to try and make it be something that it isn't. Ingredients are pretty much the same as the Prima Fint. The grind quality is a little bit looser, but it's still a very fine grind. It's not as fine as the Prima Fint, but it's still a very good grind. Let me see on here. Some of them say how much nicotine content they have, and this one does not. It does feel a little bit stronger than the Prima Fint, and I don't know if that's because it's a looser ground and it's not as fine of a ground, and that's causing it to be more accessible by your saliva, whereas the Prima Fint was like having clay in your mouth. I think it was really hard for the saliva to get through. You also get way more juice coming out of it when you're, excuse me. You also get way more juice coming out of it when you got it in your upper lip. So I'm sure that helps contribute to the absorption of nicotine into your body, as well as anything that you would be swallowing. But overall, flavor is good. It's nothing special, nothing different. Very traditional style snus. But I like it. This will be the can that I finish next, and when I'm done, I will go on to the next one. I've got 3 more loose cans to get through before I do my next order. So hopefully stay tuned to see what I think of those. And yeah, next time I get some alcohol. Ooh. Yeah, next time I get some alcohol, I will also show you what I get for that as well, because I think Japanese sake, nihonshu, is something that nobody really talks about on YouTube, or if they do, they don't know a whole lot about it. So I want to set a whole thing up where we go to breweries in Japan and interview the people there and talk about sort of how they get around to making their craft and what makes it special, what makes it different from other nihonshu, other Japanese alcohols, and yeah, do a whole series on that. That's my dream there. So I hope that sounds interesting to you, and yeah, we'll do that in the near future. So yeah.